Hello, hi. Um, I'm Naki. Welcome to episode 3 of Naki's Nook, where I talk about anything and everything. Yeah, episode 3. 333. Now, I was thinking about I should yap more about what anime I would recommend, but I think I should just do a mid-season review for the current season, which is fall. Yeah, it's fall 2024, right? It's a little bit late for a mid-season review. About a week, maybe two. We're on episode 8 for most of these animes. But, you know, I think I would like to contribute my 2 cents on this season. So, that's what we're going to do today. Um I don't know what the most. See, I want to do it from the bottom and or at least popular, because that might be more interesting. And I'm sure you guys can guess what the most popular ones are if you're following along to this season. Yeah, let's do it like that. Let's do it like that. Oh, I'll, there's a couple of shows that haven't. Oh no, it's a movie. Okay. Let me get my facts straight. So, this is just gonna be what I'm watching, what I have watched, and what I would kind of recommend from this season. And if there's something that I think is good that I haven't watched, I'll probably drop a reason for it. But yeah, let's start at the bottom of what I've watched. Obviously, I haven't watched all of the series for this season, but I started, if not gave most of them a chance, or the ones that I could watch. Let's start with the bottom most popular anime, I guess, right? So we got Puniru is a kawaii slime. Now this one, kind of weird, I won't lie. It's just silly, goofy. It's got this guy who makes this slime girl, like how you would make normal slime, and then it becomes like this friend, like imaginary friend that's also technically real. I don't know, it's like weird. I kind of dropped it, I won't lie, but I guess it's kind of a kid show, to be completely honest. So yeah, kind of silly, kind of reminds me of like Urusei Yatsura or something like that. It's just weird, but it's kind of funny. And if I remember correctly, the ending to it, like the ending song, is like kind of a banger. So if you like weird stuff, then that. Let's see what's next on the list. Ooh, really? 61% popularity. Oof, that's tough. But talking about Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. Requiem? I don't know, whatever. But I recorded a whole episode about this anime and why I thought it was like good and why it was bad, and then I decided I'm not gonna put it out there because I didn't want it to be my first anime review, but maybe I'm kind of regretting it now. And if you don't know what Gundam Requiem for Vengeance is, it's this Netflix. It's a Netflix series, I think. Well, it's a Gundam offshoot from the Zeon soldiers' point of view, and it takes place on Earth, and it's completely computer generated in Unreal Engine 5, I believe. And it's not the the stereotypical Gundam anime in that sense, but I don't know. It definitely shares similarities, and you'll get the same vibe overall. Um, but it's more. It feels a little bit weird if you're going to watch it and not know much about the Gundam series, or um, not too keen on watching CG or like. It looks like a video game. Just straight up, it's obviously gonna look like a video game because it's made in Unreal, but even more so, it looks like a video game cutscene. So, if you want to check that out, I would say it's pretty cool in that sense. So, go for it. But, yeah, it's just a Netflix Sunrise production. So that's pretty dope. Let's see. What else we got? We got Murai in Love. Ooh. And this is also kind of silly. Shoujo coming of age about this guy who's trying to rizz up his teacher, and the teacher is like an otome game like fan, and basically the guy is just trying to become what the otome game main character looks like in real life, so the teacher will love him back. It's like really stupid. It's such a stupid plot, but it's pretty funny. It's just a comedy, like a rom-com, I guess. It's pretty nice. I don't know why it's so low rated. It's not like that low. What's the average popularity for this? 66. It's not low, but you know, I think it should be higher. It's not like that bad or anything. Ooh. You know, I was just curious about what this was, and I decided to watch the first episode and didn't really understand what was going on. I'm talking about Haigakura. I think I said that right. But I don't know, it was like some weird gods, magic, and then there was like metal, like music, like metal music stuff to it, and it was like, I don't know, I was like, I think this is, it didn't appeal to me because, well, first off, I didn't really understand what was going on with the plot, and second off, I think it was mainly targeted at like women, or like straight women, I guess, but because the entire cast was like male, so, and then they're all like hot boys or whatever, but I don't know. I kind of dropped it. It wasn't like bad, but it didn't really catch my eye. But if you like weird, I don't even know how to describe it. I didn't know what was going on. Okay, anyways, yeah, Haigakura. It's okay. I don't know why it's higher. Ooh, it's not higher. Ooh, that score is bad. 50% average score, mean score is 52. How does it? Oh, it's weighted. Okay, but anyways, that's crazy. Yeah, well, I dropped it. So maybe I wouldn't recommend that. And there's gonna be a couple outliers here, because although I'm sure Love Live Superstar season 3 is good, considering it has a 75% like rating or popularity, whatever it is, I haven't watched that series, so I can't really recommend it. And then there's also going to be outliers like um, the Seven Deadly Sins, Knights of the Apocalypse series, which is like an offshoot of the Seven Deadly Sins series. I watched a couple episodes from the first season. The second season, I have no idea what it's about, so I can't really recommend it. It was okay. It felt like a Seven Deadly Sins series. Obviously, it was different in its own ways, but I think I would get back around to watching it maybe. So it's still on the list. It's still on the list. What is this? Ooh, why is it so badly rated? Oh, mahjong. Mahjong anime with gambling and selling organs. Okay. I don't even know how to say this. Tohai urarate. Mahjong Tohai Roku. I feel like I just casted a spell. I feel like I just cursed myself. What is it in English? Tohai Roku? I don't know. It has a 53 average score. I don't know. 24, 25 episodes? Ooh. That's tough. That's tough. Ooh, Trillion Game. Now, I'm only familiar with the live action Netflix series that came out. Maybe I want to say it was this year actually. Maybe like towards the end of the summer. I don't know. Or maybe I'm completely wrong. I watched maybe like the first two episodes of that. Or maybe it was even only the first episode if it was like really long. But it was kind of cringe to watch in live action because when you have these like eccentric, over the top characters from manga or anime in live action, they do the same lines and they're like really excited about things. It comes off a little weird when you have a real person do it. It doesn't really come off as well. So I don't know. Maybe this is like decent. It has a 64% score. I haven't watched it, but I'm guessing it goes pretty much the same as what was on the live action. Seems like it's based off of a manga that I didn't know that's still releasing. Interesting. So, must be decent, you know. It's about like these two dudes who are trying to like make their own company and earn $1 trillion, hence the name. It's like tech company, or not even like tech, it's just more like they like do a bunch of different things, but one of the guys is mainly just a programmer. And it's like the backbone, and the other guy's like the eccentric social outward facing guy for the company. So yeah, it was an interesting dynamic that I haven't seen done before, especially, well, I guess now in anime, but I don't know if economy stuff and like managing company and gaming the system is kind of your up your alley, then I'd say check it out. It didn't seem that bad, but it didn't really pique my interest that too much, other than the programming part. But it was a little too much for me. Now, there's a couple different magical girl shows this season, and they're all quite different. So we have let's start with the silliest one first, Acro Trip. Yeah, it's Acro Trip. ACRO Trip. Interesting name. but it's it's like a um how do I describe it? It's like a it's very stereotypical magical girl fights evil organization, but it's like definitely just a comedy series where the the magical girl isn't really a magical girl, and um she gets this fan, and the fan has to end up being part of the evil organization to keep the magical girl in the town, to keep her job basically, so she has someone to fight and stuff like that. It's really silly, it's really stupid, but um I don't know, I feel like it's kind of underrated. It's uh, just stupid comedy about this fangirl and her magical girl and this evil um, bad evil organization general dude who sucks at doing his job and always gets his ass kicked. So it's kind of funny, and yeah, it's pretty good. I would just check it out if you just like stupid comedy with magical girls. So I would recommend that. And then I have my reservations about this anime. It's about this. It's called The Stories of Girls Who Couldn't Be Magicians. Like, come on. We couldn't come up with a better name for it? Like that's the name in English. I can't say it in Japanese because I'll butcher it. But it doesn't seem to be based off of a source material, like a manga, and it's kind of the most similar I could recommend. The most similar thing that it's, what am I trying to say here? The most similar thing it's, oh my god, what am I saying? The most similar anime it's similar to is Little Witch Academia. Jesus Christ, I couldn't even get that out. No, but if you watch Little Witch Academia, the spoiler-free synopsis for it is very generalized here. Is girl who's not necessarily a witch tries to become a witch and goes to witch school, and whatever, right? It's kind of in the same plot line. It's about Kurumi, who wants to become a magician because of her childhood magician encounter with some cool lady magician, and so she wants to go to magician school and become a magician. Unlike Little Witch Academia, magic isn't like hidden from society or anything like that. You have people who can become magicians if they go to magician school, and if they don't, then whatever. It's not that big of a deal, I suppose. But I feel like it's kind of weird because there's this the magic is very soft. It's soft magic. There isn't any like hard rules to it, but then there's like these evil mutations and stuff, and there's this weird looming tension in the back that something is going to go wrong. But everything, and this is a visual aspect, everything is like pastel, and I'll be honest, it kind of hurts my eyes just a little bit, but it's a stylistic choice. Some people will like it and some people won't, but I'm putting up with it for now just to see where it goes, because I don't know, I like seeing different kinds of magic in shows, but this is very primitive. It doesn't really tie into the world building is there, but it doesn't feel like it's there. The magic is literally drawing squares and stuff and triangles and being like imaginative. It's not really a comedy. It's not really funny in that sense. I don't know. And it doesn't really feel like magical girls in the sense it's not the stereotypical magical girl. It is literally girls doing magic, so it is what it is. It is what it is. And then this one I genuinely enjoy. It's Magie Lumiere, Magical Girls Incorporated, Inc. But it's about magical girls in modern day Japan, and they're fighting like they have different companies that they work for, and they fight to exterminate. They take on these jobs to exterminate like weird monsters. They're called like kai or something, probably something along derived from kaiju. But either way, they're just like weird monsters that appear in like cities and stuff, or places with negative energy or something like that. I don't know. They'll probably explain more of it later, but it's generally pretty good. It got like cool magical technology to it. The brooms are like these flying vacuum cleaner looking things or whatever, but they're pretty cool. They got little rockets on the back, and they dress up as actual magical girls, basically for aesthetics, and that's like a kind of a background joke, I suppose. And the magic is kind of soft to the audience, in the sense that we don't really understand what the numbers or the words really mean, but it seems to be kind of a hard magic based on programming and different things, and they say different cool things when they're exterminating the kaiju. They're like magic type blank, mode unlimited, and then they say like compression and stuff when they're exterminating instead of exterminating it. So it's generally kind of interesting. You got a whole lot of different types of characters, and their boss is like a cross-dresser dude who really likes magical girls, so he dresses up as one. It's pretty funny in that sense, but I'd say give it a shot. This is more modern day magical girl stuff, so it's pretty dope. Pretty dope. What would I say it's similar to? That's kind of hard. I don't know. Let me check the recommendations. Oh, Accra Trip, interesting. Precure, Tokyo Mew Mew. I don't know any. Kind of similar to Little Witch Academia, I suppose. I would say it's actually kind of similar to Shy, if you've watched that. Or Bullbuster, in the sense that they're taking on these jobs. Similar in that sense to Licorice Recoil. Or Burn the Witch. So, it's pretty interesting. I genuinely enjoy it. But, let's see what else we got this season. We got, this one's pretty underrated this season. It's called A Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School. I don't know what they Japanese. Yokai Gakko no Sensei Hajimemashita. Okay, alright. But it's about this guy from an exorcist family who wants to become a teacher, who sucks at being a teacher, so then he gets a job at being a teacher, and he doesn't realize that it's at this school for monsters, ghouls, whatever you want to call them, ghosts, basically a bunch of whole different Japanese apparitions, I guess. Like you have a whole bunch of ghosts and different creatures from Japanese culture, folklore, yeah. So it's pretty funny. It's just kind of doing silly stuff in the school, and all the silly things that occur when you're trying to teach monsters. It's pretty silly. I enjoy it. Definitely like comedy, yokai school show. So kind of similar to Demon School Iruma, or Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. So if you like that, then it's pretty similar. Oh, I guess in a sense it's kind of like Assassination Classroom if the roles were reversed. Kind of. Hopefully it doesn't end that way, but if you know, you know. But yeah, it's pretty similar. I genuinely like it. Let's see. We got Natsume's Book of Friends Season 7. I've heard many great things about this, but I have not watched it. So 7 seasons is kind of crazy. What is this? I can't watch stuff like this because I feel kind of numb when it comes to historical shows. This is called Blue Miburo, 1863 shogunate Japan stuff. I'm sure it's good. It looks like it has decent art. Maybe a decent story as well. Only has 4 tags: historical, samurai, male protagonist, and shonen. 61% mean score. Interesting. I'll check it out maybe. But if that piques your interest, then maybe you should watch it and tell me, right? MF Ghost. Ooh. I want to recommend this because I like Initial D, and I was really hyped for MF Ghost when the series started airing, and it was pretty popular, and then I kind of dropped it. I put it on pause. I know it's based off of the manga and whatever, but they did not have to make the characters like weird and pedophilic, whatever. They did not have to make them pedos, if you will. Basically, there's like a guy who like literally only dates like 18-year-olds or some shit like that, and it was like, honestly, like I got, maybe it was like the 6th episode. Was it even that? How far did I get? I don't know. It was like 6-7 episodes in, and I was just kind of like, Look, the racing, cool. The cars, cool. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for the main character to see him do it in an 86. Putting that aside, the characters are weird. I don't know. It's just kind of like, I'll probably finish it at some point, but that kind of turned me off. I was just like, why is this even a detail that needs to be included or animated? We should be past this. Like, sure, I guess in a sense it's a sports anime. It's a racing anime, right? And you need to have other like types of drama with between or about the characters other than just the cars, but that should not have been a thing they spent time on animating or recording or even including in the series. I feel like maybe that's a hot take, maybe that's like important and he mends his ways later, but I'll never know. Or I don't know, but it was kind of just weird. I guess Initial D was kind of like that to a certain degree, but like still, there's literally a guy who obsesses over one of the, what are they called? They're like cheerleaders for the racing show. They're like the angels or something or whatever they're called, and they like put up the numbers and start the race or whatever. And one of the racers has like the hots for one of them, and turns out she's still a student and he's like a 30-year-old man. Oh, why is this a thing? Like things like that kind of turned me off from MF Ghost. I'll probably finish it at some point because I want to see my boy win the race in an 86. But other than that, if things like those turn you off, and they should, then and the racing doesn't do it for you, then maybe this isn't the show for you. Unfortunately, I want people to like racing anime a lot, but MF Ghost kind of missed the ball a little bit on that, and I don't know how good the second season is, but I guess we'll see eventually. Enough of that, let's keep going. How I Attended an All Guys Mixer. Yep, that's the name of the anime. Basically, guy gets invited to mixer by female classmate and her co-workers are actually is it cross-dressers? Not well, the cross-dressers, but I feel like there's another word for that. And they work at like a butler cafe, I think. And so they're women cross-dressing as like men for their butler cafe job. And it's like, obviously, I guess this is targeted towards women or people who enjoy BL. But I watched the first episode because I was like, this has got to be stupid. And it was. It's kind of funny. But so, if you like stuff like that, then check it out. And it's kind of about like the guys, the actual guys kind of falling for these women in their cross-dress form, their masculine outfits, right? So it's kind of funny. Obviously, if you're not into that kind of stuff, then this isn't for you. Go next. And what is next? Ooh, I'm gonna get these out of the way because I have not been really watching these. But Demon Lord Retry R, which is the second season to Demon Lord Retry, and Ron Kamonohashi's Forbidden Deductions season 2. So for these, I'll start with Demon Lord Retry. I watched the first season. I don't remember much of it because I think it was from maybe a couple years ago, 2019. Yeah, so wow, 5 years. But so it's pretty bad. The first episode was kind of a recap, even though I still didn't understand. And then I don't know. Because of that, I didn't really have an attachment to it, and people have been like bombarding this with like not bad reviews or bombarding it, but like it's got a 53% rating, and from the few episodes that I watched, every time I would go into the comment section, people would be like, "Oh, the animation quality is so bad. Where did the budget go?" So I don't really have too good of an eye for those things, especially when I don't remember the original season. Or season 1, but I don't know. If you watch the first season, which is about like this guy who gets put into this game as the Demon Lord character that's like an admin of the game, and the game is kind of silly, and it's got all these NPC characters that do his bidding, and it's kind of like a an Overlord ripoff, if you will. I don't want to call it that, but that's the most similar anime I can think of off the top of my head. Don't really know what else it would be similar to. So maybe if you really like Overlord like I did, then maybe you can give this a shot. But second season, I don't know if you should be watching it, unless you really, really liked it. But going back to the Deranged Detective, Forbidden Deductions, whatever you want to call it. The first season, pretty good. Solid 7.5 out of 10 in my book. It's about detective work. Kind of gives off these Sherlock and Holmes vibes. But also they literally call each other like Sherlock and stuff and Holmes, and there's like, it's like a joke or something. I don't remember. But if you like detective stuff, it's like weird killing / deaths, and the main detective has this thing going on where he code geese tells people to off themselves if he realizes who did it. He just go atone for your sins, and then the murderer or whatever just says okay, and then they get mind control into offing themselves or doing whatever. And it's like this weird thing that he's trying to figure out why he does, instead of just handing that person over to the police and whatnot. So it's interesting. If you like detective work and stuff like that, then check it out. Pretty good, but I haven't been keeping up with the second season, so can't recommend it, but can't say it's bad either. So I would definitely say watch the first season first, obviously, but yeah, kind of underrated. We got Nina the Starry Bride. Now, I've been watching this, and I feel like I'm maybe not the target audience, but also it's about orphan girl who gets turned into this princess because the original princess died, so she's kind of like this imposter, and she has to do the work of the princess. And her name's Nina, and she's supposed to be the bride to this neighboring nation, basically. And weird love triangle stuff between the kings and the princes, and surprise, surprise, she's like this younger girl and the princes and stuff that are looking after her or trying to get her are older and stuff. So I'm pretty sure this anime is primarily targeted as or for like women or young girls, I suppose. But pretty interesting. I've been keeping up with it. It's kind of similar to maybe like Yona of the Dawn or Snow White with the red hair. A lot of shows like that, you can kind of assume what it's like. Really, it's similar to Apothecary Diaries. I guess so. Yeah. In terms of background and relationship dynamics, maybe. So yeah, like lots of royal, fantasy nation kind of thing. So if that piques your interest, give it a shot. It's pretty good so far. Now this is definitely not. I'm not the target audience for this. Is I feel like for kids, or maybe it should be for kids, but it doesn't really feel like it. I've been watching Mecha Ude, Mechanical Arms, and I don't know. Basically, the synopsis is you have these robot arm things from a different planet / dimension, and they latch on to humans so they can live. And there's like this mystery element power source called Arbitrium or something like that, which they get power from, and humans generate it or have it or whatever. And I don't know, it's about this kid who gets the trigger arm, the OG arm, the OG robot arm that can do all the things or whatever. And he's just a normal dude, and he gets thrust into this thing where he has to fight evil guys who are using the robot arms for bad things. Yeah, it's kind of I don't know what I would say it's close to, but it kind of gives off like any monster tamer shows like Pokemon, Digimon, maybe even Beyblade to a certain degree, Slugterra if you've ever watched that, kind of stuff like that, where there's like evil guys who are using this thing for evil purposes or for power and control, and there's the good guys that are friends with the monsters, or in this case robot arms, and they're chill and whatever. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of silly, it's kind of stupid. The plot's all over the place, and it's definitely just a lot of punching people and fighting. So if you're into that kind of stuff, it's kind of definitely for like little kids, but it's good enough. I like it. It's chill like that. Do over damsel, or conquers the dragon emperor. Really, that's the whole title? Interesting. Do over damsel. Yeah, so this show is Um, it's that trope of main character girl dies somehow in her fantasy world, right? With magic and dragons and whatnot. And then um she goes back in time for some reason and gets to redo it all over again, hence the name Do Over. Um and she gets transported 6 years, I think. Yeah, 6 something years. And instead of marrying the guy who she's supposed to marry, she marries the evil guy, who's turns out isn't actually evil for no reason, but because of things that happen in the future. And yeah, it's kind of whack in the sense that now she's like 13 and the guy is definitely older than her by at least a couple years. And that's whack. And I guess she's his fiance now. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But at the same time, they don't really do anything lewd. So, I guess it gets a pass. Other than that, the plot is kind of interesting. What show am I really thinking of that's kind of similar? Seventh Time Loop. Ooh, see, it's kind of similar to Seventh Time Loop or Teeter Moon Cake Empire, and those were genuinely kind of decent. So, yeah. But yeah, she's got like cool magic powers. He can control like dragons, and he's like cursed or something. So yeah, so a bunch of royal magic stuff and arranged marriage stuff and political drama. So those are pretty chill, but yeah. It's pretty good so far. Episode 8. Pretty good so far. Now back to something even with something with an even more worse age gap. We got Sumasho. Now this got heat. This got heat. This got heated. This got roasted. I mean, like, and for good measure, because like, if you don't know what Sumasho is, it's about. I mentioned this in an earlier episode, but it's the like English title for it is "If My Wife Became an Elementary School Student." And you're probably thinking to yourself, what the fuck? And that's what most people thought. And I don't blame them, because what the fuck? And so, it's about reincarnation. And not in the sense that she goes back in time, but she, the wife of this guy, gets quote-unquote reincarnated as this 10-year-old girl 10 years after passing. As in, the girl gets her memories like kind of replaced by her being this is hard to like explain with no names, but yeah, so now this 10-year-old girl who's now like, oh shit, I've been reincarnated, and now she remembers being the wife to this guy and her daughter who are now living somewhere. And you know, on the outside she's still this 10-year-old girl, and she has a mother of her own. I don't know. it's like good because I think it generally brings up like good questions that you need to ask that can't be just solved with magic or some bullshit. But at the same time, yes, it's definitely like um this guy who's trying to love his wife who's now a kid, and this mother who's trying to be with her daughter and navigating life through the body of a child, and trying to deal with her own her own now um own mother's family, whatever. So I don't know, it's like pretty good drama. There's a little bit of sadness to it, to be completely honest. It's about like family life, and yeah, those all those problems kind of intersect with each other in different ways, and um I think it's genuinely kind of interesting. And maybe people shouldn't be just glossing over the title and being like, what? But it's understandable. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We have Goodbye Dragon Life. This is a fantasy anime about this dragon who is pretty chill, kind of like on the level of gods basically, and the humans basically come and kill him because they're scared, and he's just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna die now. And then he gets reincarnated because the gods are like, nah, you were too chill. And he gets reincarnated as a human, and he has like the powers of his like old dragon self. And you know, it's kind of, at first I was like, oh cool, he's gonna do a lot of cool things with his dragon powers and go on this great adventure. So far it's kind of been a little hazy, and the magic isn't where I would like it to be. It's kind of just plain old, we cast things and there's no requirement. There's cool monsters. The monster designs are kind of weird. And then lately these fights have kind of been not original in any sense. He's just fighting demons. Demons look weird. It's okay if you want just kind of what feels like an isekai but not really an isekai. It's just a fantasy magic show. Give it a shot. It's not horrible, but it's not, don't go into it expecting a whole lot either. And then we're getting into the actually good shows. The actually good shows? Well, the popular ones at least. We got Tying the Knot with an Amagami Sister. Amagami? Whatever. Dude needs to marry one of the shrine sisters to keep the shrine alive. He wants to become a doctor and keep studying and not take care of the shrine. The sisters all have their own different things, but they all have that responsibility of keeping that shrine working and alive. So they have a responsibility to fulfill. And so and he has his reasons to do it as well. It's kind of a rom-com with an arranged marriage aspect. Harem in a sense, but I feel like it's not really, he's going for these women in the same sense. Again, this is a disclaimer. One of the sisters is a minor. I don't know why. Why are we doing this? Why is this a thing? Yeah, she's like a high schooler or something. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, but it's about trying to keep the shrine alive, kind of like Tempuru, or maybe the Cafe Terrace and its Goddesses, or whatever it's called. Both of which are kind of pretty decent. Quintessential Quintuplets, also in a similar vein. So you can kind of guess what vibe this is giving. If that piques your interest, then give it a shot. Negative Positive Angler is genuinely good. It's a fishing show, which is already like pretty original in the sense that I don't what there are other fishing shows, but I don't really know of any like off the top of my head that are like solely focused on fishing. The side characters are all like interesting, and it follows like this guy who has this debt, and he's like running from debt collectors and stuff like that. It's really funny, it's serious, it's real, and it's like relatable at times in different senses. So I would say, even if you're not a fan of fishing, even if you're not a fan of like slice of life, just watch the first episode and get your bearings, because there are some really likable characters, and I don't know, it's like something out of the ordinary. Like, you get a lot of fantasy shows, you get a lot of just slice of life romance comedy shows, a lot of just sports or just music shows. This is kind of different. It's, well, sports in the sense that it's fishing, but it's not sport fishing. It's just fishing. It's just a hobby that these guys have, and how this guy is using fishing to prop up his life, basically. It's kind of interesting. I would recommend it wholeheartedly. Yeah, it's called Negative Positive Angler. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope. What else we got? Oh, boo. We got The Healer was banished from his party. The healer who was banished from his party is in fact the strongest. Oh brother, what a name, what a title. Oh my god. I don't even want to say it in Japanese. Yeah, light novel titles. We got a whole sentence that basically describes the entire plot, because that's what you need to grab the reader's attention. You can guess, bro. You can guess. I don't even know what to say. It's just kind of like stereotypical adventure show. It's not bad, but I feel like it's only popular because it's such an easy trope or genre to get right. I don't know. 59%, but it's like pretty popular, I feel like. Oh well. If you like those kinds of things, it is what it is. We have season 2 of another ridiculously long title, but as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. Season 2. Yeah, this one is generally pretty good. You have a lot of military aspect to it, coming of age, reincarnation, obviously, magic, kind of this young duke who has to take over the land of his father and gather advisors and people that he finds useful, and navigate the problems of managing his land, his dukedom, kingdom. It's not a kingdom, but a dukedom, I think. Anyways, he's like a noble. It's pretty good. Kind of similar to the slime isekai. Realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. Not really reincarnated as a seventh prince, because that goes differently, but kind of stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty good. I've been watching it. I watched the first season, really liked it, so here we are, right? Ooh, another villainous show. This one, same traps as every other villainous show. It's called I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History. It's literally in the name. Um, Gets reincarnated into a villain game. It's like an otome dating sim game, but she's the villain. Whoa, like we haven't seen that before, right? She needs to become the villain to make sure the story goes the right way, I guess. She wants to become the best villain there is. The story starts deviating from what she knows. She has to learn how to do things her own way. And yeah, it's just a villainous show. It's kind of different. Watch it or don't. Oh my god, that's the manga title? Okay, I need to read this out loud. I'll become a villainess who goes down in history. It seems turning into a high-born baddie makes the prince all the more love-struck. Okay, like, just go take a look at it. I don't know, man. Another one of these, like, I don't know why these are. I know why these are popular, but I don't like them being popular. This one's called The Most Notorious quote unquote talker runs the world's greatest clan. Talker being a class of these adventurers that are called seekers in this world. He wants to make a clan and take over the legacy of his grandfather called Overdeath. Yes, that's his seeker name, Overdeath. And his class is issuing commands and boosting like his party members things by making them faster, stronger, whatever. It's kind of really edgy. It's like the weakest class becomes the strongest seeker, adventure, whatever. He's not a healer. He just issues commands and stuff. I don't know. It's just magic, seinen. It's alright. It's alright. It's popular for a reason because the boys love it. Is what it is, I suppose. This one's kind of interesting. I haven't been keeping up with it because it makes me feel bad on the inside. Because it's a romance show. It's called 365 Days to the Wedding. Basically, these two co-workers have an issue, which is that their travel agency is opening a new branch in Alaska. People who work there someone will be picked to go work in Alaska, and neither of these co-workers want to leave. So turns out the only way you can get out of that, you're getting picked, is getting married. So they have a year to kind of actually get married so they don't move, but they need to it's like a fake marriage in a sense, but it's about them slowly kind of falling in love with each other, learning how to properly be married. And so yeah, it's silly. It's kind of about these two individuals who don't really know what love is really like. So yeah, it's kind of silly in that sense, but I would say it's pretty good. Disclaimer: I've not been keeping up with this. It hasn't been on my priority, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's if you like romance, work drama stuff, It's pretty dope. Kind of like a slice of life in the sense, like, in a sense. Yeah. Going back to the fantasy genre. This is Demon Lord 2099. Actually goated. I have not seen this plot ever. It's about this demon lord, and I mean that in the very genuine, real sense. He's an evil guy. He gets killed by a hero in the old days, and then he gets reborn years later in 2099, and he's like, hey yo, what happened? And where he's born, what am I trying to say? Oh, like, it's kind of like he's reborn into this cyberpunk world, or it's like cyberpunk Japan, and there's still magic around, and like stuff, and I'm doing such a bad job at explaining how like cool and interesting this is. All you need to know is there's magic, there's cyberpunk, there's weird HoloLive VTuber stuff, there's Demon Lord who's trying to find his place in society. Same thing with the hero who's now reborn. There's immortal beings, and there's cool magic mech suits, and it's kind of dystopian, and I guess there's AI. It's a whole lot of stuff, but it kind of all like works together. It's kind of like magic cyberpunk, and that's dope. So just give it a shot. Just give it a shot. It's kind of dope. Yeah. What else we got? Oh, now we in the end game. We're in the end game. Now we're really in the end game. These are the most popular shows we got this season. Starting with Gun Gale Online 2. Sword Art Alternative Gun Gale Online 2. I liked the first season. The prequel. It was good. It was really popular. I feel like half of that was yes. It was kind of going off the Sword Art Online hype. And it works. And it works, right? But I feel like this is not anything close to Sword Art Online anymore. They keep trying to bring it back every so often and remind you, oh, Kirito was a thing. Sword Art Online was a thing. Pitohui, whatever her name is, beta tested, whatever. This is its own show. I've seen comments in this season, in the second season, from people asking when does this take place? How is this related to Sword Art Online? And the thing is, it's not. It's its own side show, a completely different game. Like, I don't know. And this is a hot take maybe, but I don't really like this season. It just feels like I'm watching have you ever watched or heard of those? It's just like watching a battle royale like Fortnite, like with commentary, like for a competitive Fortnite match. That's all it is. Like, in the sense of anime, it is unique because I don't think anime really has done this before. But at the same time, I don't feel like it's really original, and it doesn't really hold up to maybe even the first season. It's a bit of a letdown for me. I don't really remember too much of the first season, but at the same time, a lot of the characters feel dumbed down or poorly written. Some of the things don't really make too much sense. Animation is fine, whatever. So, I don't know. Take your pick, I guess. I wouldn't say go watch Sword Art Online. I wouldn't say go watch Gun Gale Online if you're expecting Sword Art Online season whatever. It's not that. If you liked Gun Gale Online, just watch it. It's the second season. It just feels like a second season. Maybe you won't find it as much of a letdown as I do. Maybe. So, what else we got? We have Let This Grieving Soul Retire. This trope I do not like. It's adventure has to take care of this guild, and he's so highly respected, but he's not really this crazy adventurer that everyone believes him to be. It's all his clan members, his friends, that are the crazy supernatural beings of this clan, right? And basically they all look up to him in this stupid way, and it's stupid and silly, and it's about people like reading too deeply into what he says and thinks. Everyone's like, oh, he must have some sort of plan. It's kind of like how all the side characters look up to Ainz in Overlord. So it's kind of similar to that, or maybe Eminence in the Shadow would be a little bit more closely related. So if you like silly stuff like that, then give it a shot. It's magic, superpower stuff, and it definitely does feel like a parody of something like Eminence in the Shadow, which is already a parody of that whole genre in quite the literal sense. So if you like that kind of stuff, pretty good. Wow. These light novel titles, man. This one's the light novel title for this is Let This Grieving Soul Retire. Woe is the weakling who leads the strongest party. Yeah, that's a synopsis. Yeah, and he just doesn't want to manage this party anymore, this clan. He just wants to not deal with all these crazy OP friends he has for his party. It's kind of silly, whatever. Give it a shot. Yakuza Fiance. It's popular. It's for me, it's a hard watch. I'm trying to really give it a shot because like Yakuza stuff is cool. I don't really like the main character, as in the guy. I don't really like arranged marriage stuff. Lots of violence, I guess, and sex and nudity. Definitely very Yakuza. So, yeah. Basically, she has to marry or live with this other Yakuza family, and marry the Yakuza dude. Kirishima is his name, and he just he's a cunt basically. He's a douchebag. he has his reasons, I suppose, and that's just the type of guy he is, but she has to put up with them. Lots of eccentric different characters. If you like women trying to be in this man's world and stuff like that, then give it a shot. She's not just this princess in this Yakuza world. She's actively not trying to be babied and make him fall in love with her, and it's kind of weird. It's a hard watch for me just because of the different relationship dynamics, but people enjoy it. I would say just give it a shot. Maybe it might not be your cup of tea. Oh, finally something I know more about. Just kidding. I hate this. I hate this genre. Why do we keep making more shows about it? Well, this one's called Loner Life in Another World, and you can probably assume what it's about. Oh, dude and his entire class gets reincarnated. He gets to pick the shitty skills that are left over from everyone else. So yeah, he's a loner. He's been a loner, he's a loser, and he gets all the quote-unquote bad skills, and it turns out they aren't so bad, and he's kind of goated, and he's OP. Wow, who would have seen that coming? And I guess there's kind of a harem aspect to it, but not really. It's definitely comedy, it's definitely isekai, magic. I don't know. It's definitely popular because it's like isekai, I feel like, and this genre has been done over and over again. You have Arifureta, you have My Isekai Life, whatever it's called, Fruit of Evolution, The Legendary Heroes, Dead Campfire Cooking in Another World is generally good. Death March to the Parallel World, I think I might have watched that. Yeah, whatever. A lot of different shows that do something similar. Hey, if you like those kinds of shows, watch it. Okay. Now this right here is a banger, and I know bangers. Okay, this is called Orb on the Movements of the Earth. It's a different type of show than what I normally watch. It's kind of historical, philosophy, religion, which are not really genres or tags that I usually enjoy. But this is about 15th century Poland, where they're kind of upsetting the view of Earth. I think it's Earth being geocentric. This geocentric model of the universe where everything revolves around the Earth, and instead they're like, wait, maybe the Earth is actually what moves, and it's about using astronomy to debunk that theory, right? And all the problems of being called a heretic when you're going against the church and whatnot. And it's very real. It's very tense. There's a lot of tension, and it's dark, and all of these different characters have their own different problems, with how they view the world and their own life problems. It's very, I guess in the sense, it's kind of close to Vinland Saga, but what I would like to say is it's actually very similar to To Your Eternity in how things are set up along what's this how things in the story progress are kind of similar to Your Eternity. Um, Lots of self-discovery as well as um, like general philosophy. So it's on Netflix, I think. It's really good. It's made by Madhouse. It looks great. Genuinely one of my favorite shows this season. So if you just want to watch something that's not just fantasy, give this a shot. Let's see. Ooh, you are Miss Servant. Kimi wa Maid-sama. Assassin who becomes a maid for this family being this dude, and this dude Loki starts, I don't know, what am I trying to say, like teaching her how to become more of a normal person and not just an assassin. It's really wholesome, kind of similar to like Violet Evergarden or Spy Family or yeah, like those two were, you know, maid assassin, right, trying to fit into normal society. So I would say give it a shot. It's really wholesome. It's really nice. Plus, there's a really cute dog, so that's always a plus. Oh, Arifureta is really popular. I didn't finish the second season. There's a third season. Again, it's that trope of class gets isekai'd and this guy gets the shit end of the stick, but he makes it work. Whatever. It's good. If you've been watching it, then keep watching it. It's pretty decent. And if you need a reason to watch it, then the reason would be you want to see guy with eye patch who starts from literally the bottom and does cool things with his lolly vampire. Yeah. It is what it is. Damn. I forgot about this. So, Seirei Gensoki Spirit Chronicles. The first season was genuinely good, I feel like. For me, at least. I found it kind of interesting with the different time progression and isekai and magic that there was. But the second season, the gap was so, not that much, but it was a couple years between the first season and the second season that I kind of forgot what really went on in the first season. But also, this feels not as deep or motivating to watch. If you like the first season, maybe you like the second season. If you need a reason to watch it, it's about this guy who gets reincarnated in this isekai world, and he has memories of his past self in this world and memories of the kid who died in Japan getting reincarnated, and it's a lot of swords and magic and trying to survive in this noble driven society and whatnot when he's literally like an orphan. It's pretty dope though. For the first season at least. Yeah. Second season, I'll say not so much. God, I keep forgetting that this is still popular. It's popular for a reason, I won't lie. There are some aspects that I really like. I'm talking about, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Season 5. This feels like it's been going on forever. And like, when did the first season come out? The first season came out 2015. This has been going on for almost 10 years now. Almost 10 years. Well, at least 9, right? But like, I don't even know like what's going on anymore. It's a whole lot of goddess stuff, and I feel like the original reason for what made me interested in this is long gone. You know, people still seem to be finding it enjoyable, so I won't hate on it that much, but it feels like this has been going on forever. Danmachi is good for a lot of reasons, but also I feel like there's just too much now. Just too much. I've been keeping up with it, but I don't know. The comedy, a little bit too much, but also I feel like it gets way too dark, way too fast. And sometimes it gets played off too lately. I don't know. I wish it would just answer the question if it's wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon already. Shangri-La Frontier, another one that I really enjoyed though. This is the second season this fall that's airing. I like it because it kind of reminds me of something like Log Horizon or Overlord, where it's not really isekai because he's just playing a game, but the game world has so much good world building, and it does a really good job of explaining different game elements in a way that's not really like mind numbing. It's not just stat dumping. It's not like, oh, I'll use this skill to boost my attack to 1,000,000,000% and then use this to combo it with. It's not that stuff. And they do a really good job of narrating the boss fights and stuff. And I generally like the plot of him trying. The main character is known for trying out trash games, and yeah, he gets this. He's like this micro celebrity in the gaming world, where he tries all the trash games and is kind of like this legend. So it's really interesting, and it really reminds me of something like Overlord or Log Horizon. So it's also like kind of like Bofuri, to be honest, where he maxes out his luck skill instead of defense in Bofuri. So he's like a glass cannon. It's an interesting show. I would recommend it if you like just watching something that's a kind of game-like. I would genuinely recommend this over Gun Gale Online. Well, the second season at least, but anyways. Oh, the last 3. The top 3 most popular animes I've been watching this season. We have Bleach, Blue Box, and Dan Da Dan. Bleach needs no intro. This is the Thousand Year Blood War second season, I believe. Well, it's like the second part too. It's the third. It's like season 2 of Bleach, right? The Thousand Year Blood War, and then this is the third season of that, or like the third part. Is it the third? It's the third, right? So this heat, every single episode, heat. If you, I can't recommend this if you haven't watched Bleach, because obviously not only will you not know what's going on, but it'll be like you won't value it enough, not only in the sense of art and animation, but just how much effort and time has come to making this show after all this time. So I sound like I'm glazing it, and I kind of am, but like, you're only watching this if you have watched Bleach, and if you've been watching this thousand year Blood War arc. So if you know, you know, and if you don't know, go find out like immediately. Bleach is genuinely one of the top 3. It's the big ones. It's part of the big boys for a reason. Go watch it. Go watch it. Now, something original or new this season. Blue Box. Blue Box is goated. It's a sports anime, which again I don't really have too much experience in watching, I suppose, but it's also about this relationship between this guy and his crush, I guess, who's older than him, who's in the basketball club, and he's in the badminton club, well, like team. They're teams. They're on the team, right? Anyways, it's about them supporting each other and really pushing each other in different ways. She moves in with him because she wants to make it to the national team, and her family's moving out of the country or whatever. And it's a surprise and shock for him now that he has to live with his crush, but also still focus on making it to the nationals team and whatnot. It's pretty good. It's on Netflix. Solid 8 out of 10 so far. And Dan goated. Art goated so far. The story goated so far. The characters goated so far. It's silly, it's stupid. It's scary at times. It's got aliens and ghosts. What else could you want, right? If you haven't heard of it, if you haven't heard the song that's been on TikTok and everywhere, like the opening song, it's like good. And all of these things I feel like make it a good show. And we're only halfway through the season. We'll see where it goes, but definitely close to something like Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho, Kill la Kill, Dorohedoro, right? Even JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, it kind of fits in with all of those, and it's just good. Like, I feel like anyone can really watch it. The first episode is kind of a little bit of a hump to get over, in terms of it being too weird, but I feel like that weirdness is what really hooks people in. So, honestly, goated intro, goated outro. Like, for a show about this guy getting his junk back, that's goated. You know. No, but it's interesting. It's interesting because I feel like, also, although like Doro Hedoro and like Mob Psycho are in similar veins, I can't really come up with something that it's really copying or anything like that. It feels original enough, and it's original in a good way. So maybe I'm wrong, but also, hey, like, I just like seeing cool designs and ghosts and stuff. So, plus they have Granny Seiko. Need I say more? Need I say more? Any Hoosers. Damn, this was a long episode, wasn't it? I didn't think it would take this long to really go through all of the episodes that I've been, or series that I've been watching this season, and there's a ton that I left out that I haven't watched. Uzumaki, Blue Lock, ReZero, Dragon Ball Daima, Ranma Half, a lot of shows that I left out. And, for example, the three that I just mentioned, ReZero, Blue Lock, and Uzumaki. Uzumaki, too scary for me. I'll just keep it 100. Blue Lock, didn't watch the first season. I heard it was good. It's Blue Lock season 2. I've heard it being called PNG Lock, as in the animation is horrible. I don't know. Maybe it is. Can't say nothing. ReZero. Jeez, I don't know. Something made me stop watching ReZero. It was good when I first watched the first season. The second season, I kind of got too confused. And then now the third season, I haven't given a chance. So, that's where I am with that. Maybe I should. Dragon Ball Daima. Although I love Dragon Ball, I don't know if I'll end up watching this. It hasn't really been on my radar, even though maybe I should. Maybe I should give it a shot. But, we'll see, right? We'll see. Maybe I just have to respect the goat Toriyama, so maybe I'll give it a shot. Anyways, let's wrap this episode up. My throat hurts from talking for an hour and 40 minutes, but I had a lot of fun talking about what I liked this season so far. I'm a bit late. Maybe I should have done this about a week ago. Around maybe the 6th or 7th episode of when things were airing, or when things were airing their 6th or 7th episode. But hey, if any of those piqued your interest, drop a comment and say, hey, I'm watching this, or I'm not watching that, or maybe you should tell me to watch something that I didn't list from this season. And yeah, that was the fall 2024 mid-season review. Next time I do this will probably be the end of season review, where I say which ones I kept up with and genuinely finished, and what I would genuinely recommend. And that'll be probably in a couple weeks. We're on episode 8 of things, so around the episode 12 mark, which will be in about 4 weeks probably, if I remember to do it. If I have the energy to do it, then that'll be a couple episodes down the line. So, if you made it this far in about an hour and 40 minutes in, then thank you for listening. If you watch this on 2 times speed or listen to this on 2 times speed, I don't blame you. I would too. And go watch some anime. Hopefully some of the ones I recommended. And join the Discord. Follow me on Insta. Is this where I do the YouTuber outro and say drop a comment, like, and subscribe? Nah. But you guys have a good day. Thank you for tuning in to Naki's Nook's 3rd episode. And you guys have a good day. Goodbye.